We come to Shadow Minister Danny Kruger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, the withdrawal of the winter fuel payment from 10 million households, including 70% of disabled pensioners, is a huge change, as is using pension credit to distribute the benefit to the minority of people who will still get it. Yet the government has rushed this change through without giving their own statutory advisory committee the chance to properly scrutinise it. And ministers haven't even responded to the chair of the committee, who wrote to them 7 weeks ago with suggestions on how to mitigate the effect of the policy. On top of this, they have failed to provide a full impact assessment showing what the effect on poverty would be. So will they finally produce a full impact assessment of this policy? And when will the Minister respond to the chair of the advisory committee?
I welcome the honourable gentleman to his place, and in answer to both his questions, firstly, we have published an equality analysis which he can find on the government's website, and due to the legislation we don't have to produce an impact assessment, but it is an equality analysis. I urge him to have a look at that, and all I would say to him is that the new leader of the opposition argued in 2022 that winter fuel payments should be means tested, so I wondered how he might go ahead and means test winter fuel payment if he had the chance.
Danny Kruger.
Well, she mentions the equality assessment. This was a high-level equality assessment which was only dragged out of the government in response to a freedom of information request. The fact is they are avoiding accountability for this policy. They are avoiding scrutiny by this House. Now, Mr. Speaker, the government is saying that the impact of the cut on the poorest pensioners will be mitigated by pension credit. And we've heard from the Minister about the very small numbers who are taking up the pension credit in response to this announcement. Their own figures predict that fully a third of eligible pensioners, that's 750,000 of the poorest people in the country, will not get pension credit and won't get the winter fuel payment. That's what they're banking on, Mr. Speaker. That is how they are making the savings that they predict from this policy, by cutting benefits to some of the poorest people in our country. She shakes her head. I mean, she might want to put me right. Can she confirm, does she want all eligible pensioners to claim pension credit? The Secretary says yes. If she does want that, does she then accept that the government savings from this policy will be completely wiped out?
Yes and no.
Liberal